Hello everyone, I'm Joshua.
And I'm Abe, again.
And today we're going to be reviewing Slender Man from 2018.
Exactly.
Where's my daughter?
Where is she?
We need to get Katie back. She was into crazy stuff. Certain accounts speak of a hypnotic power that renders his victims helpless. Some he haunts, and others he takes.
Slender Man. Only in theaters August 10th.
Slender Man stars Joey King,
Julia Tells, Jazz St. Clair, and Annalise Basso,
and is directed by Sylvian White. The plot of the movie is that 4 high school girls perform a ceremony to summon the internet boogeyman Slender Man. Once they see him, they can't get rid of him, and one by one the girls are driven mad, die, or disappear.
which there really is a difference.
Yeah.
That's right.
So, what did we like about the movie?
I guess personally for me, it was just the only character I really liked was, what was her name again in it? It was Rin, pretty much. That's the only one I liked. I just felt too bad for her in the end. I don't know why, but she was the only one that I really was interested in.
Really was the only one you gravitated towards.
Yeah, and I don't really know why. She seemed
I mean, maybe because, compared to everybody else, that she was at least, in your opinion, the most relatable, even though she wasn't technically a good character. But compared to everybody else in the movie, it's the closest you could get.
I mean, I guess she had a little bit more depth or something. I don't know. I guess her personality was a little bit towards mine.
I mean, for me, I did like the fact that there were some moments of, really good atmospheric shots in them. There were times it did try to build on quietness in them. And honestly, for me, that's it.
It didn't really build up that much, though.
Yeah.
Or I should say the payoff didn't come that greatly,
Yeah. So, what did we not like about it?
Let's cut that list short.
Yeah, because honestly, there's a lot not to like about this movie.
Yeah.
I'll let you speak your thoughts first on what you didn't like.
So, what's something both me and Josh agree on is that this movie we didn't really care about the story that much.
Or the characters, necessarily, for the most part. It's
I mean, like he said, there's not really much depth to them.
Yeah, they just seem like disposable teenage characters you would see in any other horror film.
About as disposable as their doobies. But anyway, though.
And yeah, it's also the problem is, there's a lot of stuff with this movie that is very dated, you know?
Well, for one, the whole Slender Man is dated by itself because, I mean, this
really feels like a movie that should have came out sooner than that, you know?
Definitely. But honestly, I think the story got so bad that you can tell it definitely was bad when you can hardly remember any of the characters' names.
Yeah.
And I'm a person that has a really bad memory when it comes to this crap.
I can't even remember anything like personalities or anything at all.
I guess only one personality-wise is Chloe, which is the black one, but she kind of, I don't know, scratch that. She really didn't have that much personality out of all of them.
Honestly, neither of them, any of them didn't have any personality, and also, it was boring, you know? First it started off, very fast-paced, and it's okay, even if it's boring, at least we could get by quickly. And then it started to go all very slow, and then it's get to it!
Especially at the ending there, with Haley, she just basically was just standing there trying to get ready for him because she knew, okay, this is the end. When I first saw this, I felt bad for her. But now it's just I don't really care that much anymore.
Yeah, because she definitely becomes stupid, you know? Especially.
Yeah.
And it's like the cinematography in that is uninteresting too.
What do you mean by that exactly?
Like basically the camera work, the color grading, all that stuff. You know, just everything that, like basically how the final picture looks.
Some of it was good,
But it's like,
especially during certain shots.
yeah, I mean like there were some creepy atmospheric shots in that, but that was it.
Most of the time it was fake though. Like
Yeah.
they didn't really try that hard. In fact,
In fact, there's times where it almost feels like it's like they're on a green screen.
Oh yeah. Oh, you could definitely tell at the end there too. Like going back to the ending, it kind of had the same effects as It Chapter 1 did, with how that smiling clown man or whatever. Pennywise. I'm sorry.
Well,
When
even then, I think that was utilized better.
Well, when he was trying to dance, you could clearly see the green screen effect on there. Now this one, in its defense, it does hide it a little better at the end, but you could clearly tell that it was there, and it was not really that much.
Even the Slender Man himself seemed completely digital. Like, I did not buy for a second he was really there.
Honestly, I thought the first time, I thought they did a good job just using him enough, but now rewatching it, it just seems like they didn't really use him that much.
Yeah.
He seemed more like a hallucination than anything
Yeah,
else.
and it's like, and knowing that there's certain moments, like here's the thing, the scares are not utilized that well, you know? And in fact, some of them I kind of laughed at. Like, there's a scene between one of the main characters and a guy she likes. They're, you know, about to get it on, and his head kind of starts shaking and transforming, like, almost into Slender Man, and then it's like, that's meant to be scary, but to me it's like, this is how it basically looked. Oops.
Yeah, about that effect. Actually, with your hair, you kind of pulled it off a little bit better. But anyway, though, yeah, like, it almost seems like, he was on the verge of having a orgasmic heart attack. Which is kind of weird to say, but yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, when I saw that part, I was like, just laughing my ass off over it. I wasn't scared by it at all.
In fact, he was actually, what do you call it? He was laughing so much that he was nasaling almost. Just like had that sound in his nostrils.
And honestly, honestly, I think you could have made a good Slender Man movie. I really do. Even if it was a bit too late, you know?
So honestly, it got so boring to the point where I was just reading up about it on IMDb. And fun fact, apparently one of these girls, it was Joey King, I think. She played some kind of character in Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight Rises, the last movie in the trilogy.
Yeah.
So even though that she was pretty young still, back 7 years ago, at this point I think she could have contributed some form of feedback to this, because obviously she's probably the most experienced out of this bunch.
Yeah.
As far as I know, obviously just unintentional research doing a movie that's supposed to be scary when it's just more like a background filler.
And
even
also,
then it sucks at that.
And speaking of the scares, most of the scares are jump scares, you know? Both, like, even like those false jump scares where you think it, like, it tries to make it seem like it's going to be that thing that's harmful in that, but it turns out it's one of your friends or something like that.
I don't really think it had any false ones for me.
Actually, it did. It had one, at least, I think.
Well, it just, I don't know, it felt more like every time it was quiet and whatnot, it just seemed like, oh, another jump scare, we gotta have another jump scare here. Slendy can't do it, no siree.
Yeah, honestly, this just seemed about as bad with the jump scares as the Nightmare on Elm Street remake from 2010, which I like the nickname, like a jump scare on Elm Street.
A jump scare on... Oh yeah, speaking of which, there were certain parts where you said that it ripped it off, apparently.
Yeah, like talking about how they had like nightmares and all that stuff. It's like, I was like, please don't tell me you're going to rip off Nightmare on Elm Street here.
And then they did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I guess they were... another thing is, what I didn't get is the whole romance at the beginning. It seemed like one of the things about the romance is at the beginning of the movie, these four characters were like, I guess they were playing the whole, oh, girls pick on boys who they like trope. Or I'm sorry, not really a trope, it was a cliche, pretty much. And all they really did with it was just like, oh, look, these guys are all geeks, they got no life. And then, what was it? Haley was looking at Tom, her crush, I guess, and they were getting all googly-eyed with each other. And they really didn't do anything with it.
Yeah, honestly, it's like, even when they started making out in that scene, like, I was like, okay, where did this all come from?
It's like 3 minutes or 4 or 5
It's like,
that they could shave off easily.
and all that's like, how much of a conversation do you guys had, you know?
And then suddenly, for whatever reason, Tom shows up with the Slender Man jacket. And it just seemed to me like, okay, maybe I might be behind the times, but it seemed like he was a jock rather than some kind of geek or nerd.
It's like, I don't even know what his character was supposed to be. Was he supposed to be a jock? Was he supposed to be a geek? Or...
And then they throw in that when they're about to play some music, Haley goes, oh, I didn't know that you were a musical nerd. Oh, I'm sorry. A music nerd. And it's like, okay, where did that come from?
Yeah.
And second of all, when did being into music when was that ever considered to be a socially abnormal thing? I mean, it's not like when someone's into Star Trek, or it used to be that way. I don't really get it. They're throwing around so many freaking stereotypes, they don't know which one to mix in. And it's just stupid.
Yeah, it's like,
At this point, I told Josh earlier that I gave it like a 6 out of 10 when I first saw it, but now, I don't know, like probably 2.5 or something, I don't know. It was so tiring at the end that it just makes me want to fall asleep.
So I'm going to give Slender Man a 1 out of 5 stars.
But yeah.
And honestly, I noticed your rating has dropped drastically from the first time you saw it.
Well, I don't know, maybe it's just because, I mean, even though it was only an hour and a half, it just felt like I really don't want to watch it. But
yeah, or maybe because you just realized now it was a bad movie.
I mean, it's not horrific, it's just...
For me, it was really bad. Like I wanted it to be over ASAP, which it felt like it was going to be like that at first. And then they had to slow it down some more. And I'm like, oh.
To me, it's just a movie where it's like, you haven't seen it before and you're like, okay, I'm bored, I just want to see how this goes. And then that's just like, okay, no, never mind. It's almost like you're about to taste a new food first time, and it's like so foreign to you, but so intriguing. Like, I don't know, say a dragon fruit, and then when you eat it for the first time, it just tastes so freaking bad. Like, you had no expectations for it, but even then it let you down. Right.
Like, I had no expectations. At least I had no good expectations for this film because I've been hearing a lot of bad things about it. But just watching it, oh man, it so hurts.
But yeah, though.
I think this is about as bad as Hellraiser Revelations and the Fog remake from 2005. Which, if you want to see those reviews, you can check them out on my channel. The links to those videos will be down below.
So, okay, cut this part out, but can't you just, what was it, that little eye, can't you point to that or something? Or are you not able to do that?
I'm not able to do that yet.
Really?
At least I haven't found out how to. So.
Oh, okay, got it.
This has been Josh.
And this has been Abe.
Thank you guys for watching, and see you next time.
Peace.